Hello everyone, welcome. For this tutorial, I'm going to go over 10 commands that you should know as a Linux administrator. First command that I'm going to start off with is the apt-get command. Apt-get is a command line tool that helps us handle packages on the Linux system. APT stands for Advanced Packaging Tool. So you can do a lot with the apt command. You can install, manage, update, and remove software from your system. So let's say, for example, I want to download GCC and G++ on my system. I would say apt-get install, and you're going to put the name of the package that you want to install. However, there is a newer version to apt-get, which is just apt by itself. Now, if you want to download any packages on your system and you get some type of error while using apt or apt-get, you can just use sudo in front of the apt command. So let's try it. If I hit enter, it's asking me, are you root? When you get this type of error, that means you do not have any type of permission. So it says here, permission denied. So if you want to download any packages and you get this type of error, all you have to put is sudo in front of the apt command. Hit enter. It's going to ask you for your computer password. And once you put in your computer password, it will go ahead and download that package for you. Now, apt and apt-get command, it's a little bit more favorable to the Debian and Ubuntu system. Now, if you want to remove a package from your system, you can go ahead and use the same apt command, but instead of saying apt-get or apt install, you're going to say apt purge, and then you're going to put the packages that you want to purge. So for example, GCC and G++. If I hit enter, it's going to tell me that I don't have any permission. So I'm going to go ahead and do a sudo, and this is going to remove the package on my system. It's going to ask me, do you want to remove the packages? Yes or no to continue. I do not want to remove the package, so I'm just going to say no. The installation will be abort. I think everyone that works on the Linux system should be very familiar with the apt command or apt-get command. The second command that I'm going to look at is the uptime command. And the uptime command tells us how long our system has been up and running. So if I type in uptime in the terminal, it will give me back some information. Now, the information that we got back is separated by comma. So moving from left to right, it shows us our system time right now. It also tells you how long the system has been running. It also tells you how many users are on the system. It also gives you the load average times. Now, do remember these values will change from time to time. So this year, the load average is the CPU load. Now, if you want to see the exact date on your system, you can use uptime-s, extract the date for you. Now, the information for the system uptime is saved in the proc/uptime. The proc/uptime is a virtual file system that is created when the system boots, and it continuously going to keep updating those values for you. Now, the values that we get back, it's in seconds. So this is the system uptime, and then you have the system idle time. The next command that I'm going to look at is the top command. Top command shows the real-time view of the running processes. It also helps you monitor the memory usage on your system. So if I go ahead and hit enter, I will get back some values. So let me just quickly go through some of the results that we got back. Now, on line 1, where it says top dash, this line right here, it's the same type of information we got back when we used the uptime command. On line 2, it just shows us the task. So we have the total number of tasks, how many tasks that is currently running. the sleeping task, how many tasks that is stopped, and we also have the zombie task. And you also get some CPU information and memory information. Now, if we look at the bottom, it shows us some more information about the process ID, the user. Then we also have the priority. We have the nice users, then the virtual memory, resident memory, shareable memory, and we have the CPU in percentage, also memory usage in percentage, the time, and the command. So if I want to get out of this interface, all I have to do is hit Control-Z on my system and it will bring you back to the terminal. Now, let's say I only want to see information about the root user. Now I can just say top-U and the name of the user. So I want to see the information about the root user only, and it will just display that information for me. I'm going to hit Control-Z and clear my screen. The fourth command that I want to show is the last command. And the last command is used to find out the last logged in time of a user or the users on the system. So if I go ahead and say last, you would see some information about the system. So when it was last loaded up, and you also get the name of the users on the system. Now, last gives information like who is logged in. It also gives us some information about the IP address, the duration of the login, also the date and time. Now, if I want to just find information about a specific user on the system, then I would just say last, and let's see for Nikki in it, and it will just give me information about only the user Nikki in it. The last command shows a list of last logged in users from the var/log/wpmt. Now, wpmt is a file that contains a history of the last logged in and log outs. Last by itself will display a lot of lines in the output. So if you want to limit the number of lines, use the command last-n4. It will just display the last 4 lines of that list for me. Fifth command that I want to show is the pmap command, and the pmap command reports memory map of one or multiple processes on your system. It is useful for diagnosing memory issues such as memory leak or extensive memory consumption. If I use the ps command to see the process IDs on my system, now I can see pmap, and let's say I want to see some information about this process ID. So I'll come here and say I want to see information about 19071. It will give me some information about this process. And for the pmap, you can use multiple process ID at the same time. The sixth command that I want to show is the info command. And the info command will display information in document format. So if I say info and I want to find some information about the ls command, it will give me a more precise or more extensive information about the ls command. Info is a more updated version to the man command. So if I get out of here and I say man ls, the man command will give you a more structured and organized result, whereas info will give you a more extensive result. The seventh command that I want to show is the env command. The env command is used to display and manipulate environment variable. So you can assign new values to existing variables. So for example, if I come on the terminal and say env will show me a list of variables on my system. If I want to see which shell I'm using, I can say print env and the name of the variable I want to see the value for. And when I hit enter, it will tell me that I'm using the bash shell. If I want to see the path to my home, it will print my home directory for me. If you want to change any of those values for any of the variables on your system, you can use the export command. And so I can say export home equals to, and I can give it the new path where I want my home variable to be. I can also change my shell command, and I can say shell equals to, and then give it the name of the shell. The 8th command that I want to show is the wget command. Wget stands for wget, and it's a free non-interactive file downloader command. Non-interactive means that it can work in the background when the user is not logged in. So if you don't have that package on your system, you can go ahead and download the wget package using this command. Now, to use the wget command is pretty simple. So for example, if I want to download some type of website, so let's say for example, I have this website from Squarespace, and I kind of like how this website looks. If I want to see the color, how they created this website, I can download the information about this website. So if I come here and I'm going to copy the URL, and I come back to my terminal and I say wget, and I paste the URL, I hit enter, it's going to download that information for me. Now right here it says that it has been downloaded in a file called index.html. Now if I do an ls, this is the file that I just downloaded from the website or from the internet using the wget command. Now if I want to see what's inside of that file, I can say cat index.html, and it will give me some information about that website. So I can see the div, how they style the website. I can get some information in regarding that web page. If you want to take a look at how they design the media, you can also do that as well. So wget can download files. So if you have any files that you want to download over the internet, you can use the wget command to do that. The 9th command that I want to show is the free command. The free command gives us information on the use and unused memory usage. So if I come here and I say free, it will tell me some information about the memory usage on my system. Now free does have some options you can use, and I'm just going to show 3 of them briefly. So if I say free-t, it will show me the total memory usage at the bottom. Okay, so if you want to see the file in megabytes or in gigabytes, you can say free-b, and it will give you some different values in megabytes or kilobytes. I think kilobytes is there as well. Yes, free-k. You can also say if you want to display the high and low memory, you can say free-l, and it will tell you the highest memory used and the lowest memory usage. The 10th command that I want to use is the du command, and the du stands for disk usage. The du command, it is used to check the information of disk usage of a file or directory on your system. If you want to know which file is taking up a lot of spaces on your system, go ahead and run the du command, check it out, delete what you have to delete, or move what you have to move to get some space on your system. Now those were the 10 commands that I wanted to show. If you did learn something from this video, please don't forget to like, subscribe, share the video, and I will see you in the next tutorial.